We are back with our next Dynamax Adventures run. We still only need one more, but I believe we may get it today. I believe Boy from Belgium has got it, so if he does join later on, we will be able to get Guzzlord complete. Elsewhere, we just did, I did 16 Percephalon runs in the end yesterday. I'm going to just start with that again. It's not the worst thing to start with, as we said. Pretty comfortable one to do on your own. And of course, these will always be open for others to join, but for now, we'll start with just one on our own. There's the thing I want. Well, we'll take it. We've mentioned before that we're trying to get a couple of Pokemon for Dex 365, and Almaldo is one of them, annoyingly. Because it had to show up too early. Now we've got 2 Waters and a Psychic, so we want to realistically replace the Psychic. Something else I've been looking at, which is more just work for me really, is one of my goals is to replace the Pokemon that I've caught from Go in my living decks. So I've made like a brand new list of everything that I need to get. Granted, not everything is in this game, but it means that I will be taking the Pokemon I need if I get them on the runs. There's quite a lot. I've put them in like generational order, but because I was a bit silly when I basically I just wanted to finish the Pokedexes, so I just sort of ran through and just did everything. So I've made a new list because we love lists, and anything we find on here that we need, we are going to tick off. Right, the only one I know I can get rid of is I got a leap because I'm doing some breeding for them. But for example, this Radicam, if it is female, I believe I needed, yeah, a female Radicam, that's going to be one we can put on our list too, so we can take that. Yeah, so we're making things probably more difficult than we need to. More work. We like more work. But it's a bit of a side project. I know I could probably just load up Scarlet and Violet and just walk around and collect a lot of them. Same as I could load up another one. But I think once I've replaced the Go ones, I'm actually going to do something even more extreme. And that is replace everything that isn't under Voice's trainer name or ID, which I believe is going to be nearly everything, because my Legends Arceus save and my Violet save are not in Voice's name. We know this one is not in Voice's name too, so yeah, it's a bit of a lot of work I'm putting on myself if I want to do that, but it's more for my own benefit really. Everyone has their own ways of doing living dexes, and that's how I want to adapt mine. The problem is, if I want to do the shiny one, I'm pretty much going to have to start from scratch, because I believe Voices has requires a Ladios. That's probably it. That was probably the other reason why I wanted to start a completely fresh save when I did this, instead of sticking with what I did when I started this one up. So yeah, we sort of made a few mistakes here and there, but whatever. We've managed to lose a life already, which is a little bit annoying. The chances are I'm just going to take this Relic out because it's very good, and then we can just go for things we're good against. Welcome in, Boy from Belgium. How are you? I'm good. This is only my first one, so don't worry, I haven't missed too much. I'm just doing my Blacephalon run that I like, and I believe you're game for some Guzzlord runs. I don't mind if you want to do Guzzlord for the day, to be honest. it's pretty much up to you. As I said, once we've done the Guzzlord, we've done everything we need to do, really. The only thing I don't want to touch yet is a full day on a Gen 4 Legendary, because once we get onto Dex 365, I want to target Gen 4 Legendaries in DAs for the month. Hello Shiryu, welcome in. How are you doing today? Yeah, so that was kind of my thinking. If I could do something along those lines, I think I can get more done. I am good, thank you. We're back with more of our fun adventures. Still going for our Pennywise monster, but we're going after something else after this. So we're mixing it up a bit more. Yeah, so I want to go for like Heatran or Uxie, something easy to beat. Probably shouldn't have gone for the Emolga. Might not actually make it to the final, now that two of us are paralysed. They don't know it hit that hard, if I'm honest. At least they're all enduring. Okay, that hits everyone, that's why it's a pain. Okay, we're already all slow, so we don't have to worry about that. This is not good. This is very not good. I can Dynamax, I guess I will just do it to hopefully knock this little thing out, and we can move on. Yeah, so as I said, my goal will be to try and host Gen 4 ones. We basically need Delcatty, Cradily and Almaldo. I've got some Lilipex to do, and I'll do that between, if I'm not doing DAs. So hopefully I can get a bit of luck in there. And once that's finished, I'll have to play some Legends Arceus to get some easy redeems. Thank you for the alert, Kika. Wow, we've lost 3. We actually lost already. I knew we wouldn't be able to take on the Steel type, though. That was the problem. Okay, so we've lost 3 lives already. This is not a good start. I might not make it to the end. Yeah. Great. Boy from Belgium, are you in DAs at the moment, or you're going to wait for me to finish this one? So at least I know where I stand if I lose the next one, which is very likely to happen at the moment. We've got pretty much one shot everything else, I think, or we've lost before we even get there. We've got to go water just because it's slightly easier to beat than the electric. I think I'm not going to make it, which is really annoying because yesterday I did 16 and 116, and this one I'm not even going to get to the boss, which is crazy to think. That's more. Just use this then. Yeah, I'm a bit worried that I've already messed up for the first one of the day. Now you don't use the electric, of course. And that's it, game over. We didn't even make it to the final. Well, that was fun. I shouldn't have gone Relicamp, I don't think. So if this is a female Relicamp, we want it, but no, it's not. It's also not shiny. And neither is the Emolga. And I don't need a Emolga, do I? No. I don't know if you heard Boy from Belgium, but I've made a list of everything I'm trying to replace on Go. No, in Home, that I've caught in Go. A bit of a letdown, isn't it? Okay, let's go. So anything we encounter in the DAs, I'm just going to take and move on with. And we remembered this was pretty easy, wasn't it? It was grab your fairies and wipe the floor with it. What did you end up deleting for Guzzlord, just out of interest? Boy. Because I think at the end of the day, you've probably found about half of the things I needed. What is it? It's Dark Dragon. Well, I guess we'll start with the ice thing. Thanks for picking the psychic type computer. That's going to help us win this one. I definitely don't want to go left because it's going to be a long, hard fight, that one. I don't think we lose, it just takes hours. But there is a fairy there. 2 fairies there, so we do have to probably go left. It was just Bronzor's horrible to face. It just takes ages to beat. Are we going to try and do the thing where we see if the computer swaps out? Or should I just take this, get the still move for the fairies? And then swap out on the last fairy? If... I guess like the one thing that's not terrible is the fact that Zatu could use Simple Beam and get rid of Beast Boost. That's not terrible for us. But we'll see what they want to do. As I said, it might be worth me... You could swap. Did you not want to save your fighting move for the final as an option? I can't remember what else you've got move-wise. I know you just hit hard, but I can't imagine Jigglypuff's going to be dangerous. So we'll both go for a fairy each. Do you want the Jigglypuff or the other one? Which I didn't see what it was. Yeah, I literally can't do anything to anything we face. So I think I might, if this has a still move, I will take it for the fairies basically. Because as I said, I can't hit the fairies. I've only got grass and ice. So I might as well get something good. And we'll see what happens. I do, and as long as we're still good for lives, I can keep it then. I'll keep it then. We'll see if the computer wants this. Because we need the computer to take something. I almost don't want to catch this because I've had so many, but the problem is I kind of need everything for this challenge. I spent lots of my diorite ore getting amorite ore so I could get more watts. But then I turned out I don't need more watts because I've already got 999 of everything. So one of them swapped. Okay. Let's go straight into the fairy. We're almost in the wrong way round. It would be ideal if you had the Cryogonal, because then we could see what the computer wants. If that makes sense. Because you're the one that could swap out. Like, I guess if you did you go to see what the fairy was? I forgot. Because if it's like Clefairy, it's not worth it. But so I'm pretty sure Clefairy didn't have a fairy move. There's very little point me Dynamaxing, to be honest. I'm only using Ice Beams at the moment, so don't worry. I'm not wasting all my Blizzards. But again, it's up to you if you want to take this. As you see yourself, you've got the Still move, so you should be good against the fairies. I now have Levitate again. Well, you know what, we'll just get through. You decide which one you want, I don't really mind. I think we've got a pretty good team already, because you do have the fighting moves, I have the ice moves. One of them will hopefully swap. Now, stop giving everyone Levitate. I want Bronzon to swap. It's annoying me already. So I believe we're completely immune. I'm just going to use Solar Beam because somebody's going to hit it. Before it attacks. There we go. As we said, it's up to you whether you take this or whether you let the computer try. Just remember, we do have two. I guess it's good if you do take it, because then we guarantee a fairy in the final. If you don't take it, you'll want the fairy next time. So it's a bit awkward. But as I said, it's a pretty smooth battle anyway. Does Guzzlord hit? Oh, and you got Fake Tears. What? No. Computer didn't want it. Like the first time ever. I think we missed a trick with that one. Because even if it could have Fake Tears, it would have helped a lot. So you're taking this whatever happens, I believe. I'm just going to have to stick to Ice Beams, really. Yeah, does Guzzlord hit physically or especially? Hello Morna, welcome in. How are you doing today? Are you up for joining in a couple? We're currently doing Guzzlord. You said you didn't have it all bar one, didn't you? So I'm not sure if Boyfriend Bojan wants to just stick with Guzzlord. The best one is Fairy because it's quad weak, but otherwise it's like Ice, Fighting, the usual Dragon couple. Then we try to just get the Dream is 2 fairies and you beat it as quick as a Zygarde, really, if we're honest. I'm guessing I'm going to probably Dynamax in the final. And you'll Fake Tears to start with. So I can actually just use the Blizzard Max Hellstorm rather than the other one. We were kind of hoping the computer would have taken a Jigglypuff. But as we said, everybody happy just to do Guzzlord today? A couple of weeks or a couple of days time, I would like to think I'm mainly going to be targeting Gen 4 Pokemon, legendaries. So that's going to be my plan. But now we have officially seen all 47. I don't really have any problem seeing anything other than Moltres, because I have my Moltres already. And the Zatu did want it. We get the berry, so we're max health for this one. Yeah, so our dream scenario is just have a team of fairies and we'll walk through this without any problems. We were doing these through March when we were doing my shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon, and these were easier than Yveltal because the quad weakness. We do love a good quad weakness in these Ultra Beasts. And we know the shiny is actually really nice at this one too. So that's a good thing. Right. I will just Dynamax because I might as well. And I'm guessing you're either going to Fake Tears or Drain in case it's up to you. We've probably got to move a little bit faster because we do have 2 Psychic types. But we'll probably get away with it. Because I don't think it has spread moves. And if I'm the only one going to probably do any damage to it, it's not going to be enough to get its double moves in. In a weird way, we've almost ended up in the wrong way round. So it would have been nicer if I could have left the Dynamax for Boy from Belgium. I'll probably just leave it for you to host these ones, unless you want something else put on your shortlist again. Probably the best way to put it. I don't know which one you did decide to take off your list for Guzzlord. As I believe Ironicoli is beating you for shinies today. What is going on? I saw 2 from him today in the Discord. So I expect you'll get 3 during the stream alone. And I said I did 16 and 116 yesterday and I got 0 shiny. My goal probably is to stick to around 9 today. GG and good luck on this shiny. Of course we will swap if one of us does get this shiny to something else on our lists. We can go back to Blacephalon or Stack Attacker, I imagine. Both on my... I've got both of them on my lists. I want to try and keep the Heatran because that's probably my first target for the Gen 4 Pokemon. But if I do 9 today, I will hit 200 this month, and it is the 13th. So that's kind of a good goal. I know that's not shiny, because it's like not that colour. Jiggly and Guzzlord is not shiny. And that officially means we have fought every single legendary once. And we did that within the first 200 Dynamax adventures. That is crazy. Right. So if you're ready, Morlan, we will go back into Guzzlord. I believe we're using the normal code, which is like the dial. And when Boy from Belgium says it's up, then we join in, but don't go in until he's ready. And so 3 players on this will be even easier. Like you saw how easy that one was. I know we had a very smooth run. But as we said, fairies, the dream moves, fighting, bug and ice are good backups, and dragon moves on non-dragon Pokemon are also pretty good. We want to try and avoid psychics mainly. I think the rest is pretty much fair game. I don't know the full moveset of one of them, but do we take the bug? Do we take the bug? I'm going to just take this for support early on. it's not the best team really. Like, basically we're just going to look for things that are good replacements. It's one of those sort of runs. So one thing we could look at on these early picks is try and get poison and steel, so that they're good against any fairy or ice that we find. That's that too. Not ideal, this run. I could imagine like Cedra could have some funky moves, but then we do have the Garboda, which has a fighting move, which would be helpful. That's all I can really look at on that list. Part of me even wants to get rid of the Clefairy. And what's your plan for this one, boys? Any got any particular idea what will be best? I don't think we need wide guard for this. Pretty sure we don't. I'm not completely sure of its moveset offhand. I think I saw Mach Punch and that was it. Or was it Mega Punch it used on us? Now, most of the Ultra Beast you can pretty much solo yourself. Yeah, so we keep you. I know you're Ghost, but that'll do enough damage. Wow. Wasn't expecting. I forgot this is huge power, isn't it? Okay, well. Oh, as I said, I put, is Garboda a good idea for the punch move, and I get rid of the Clefairy? I don't really see me being much help. I've got no fairy moves. Yeah, pretty rubbish of a Pokemon, really. I'm gonna probably life chew because I don't do any damage. I don't even know if this works with you in the field, but we'll try it. Can you get a bird? Big bird? Nope, okay. I feel like this one's going to be a bit more of a scuffed one, if I'm honest. Yes, it does heal everyone. Get a little bit back on myself and the Nidoqueen. The thing is, if I get hit by the poison move, it's pretty much game over for me against the Garboda. So I think I will swap here. If I'm honest. I think Garboda's going to be one of our best options. Okay. Hi Dragon, welcome in. I think we're doing good. This is our third run. I lost my own solo one without even getting to the legendary. Today we're going to probably just do Guzzlord. How are things with you? Did you get your shiny Grookey yet? I finally got a Masuda in Sword and Shield when I got to my Bell toy yesterday, which I'm very happy with. So no more looking for Claydol. Yeah, so Boy from Belgium, I think I'm going to take this just for the next fight. Then maybe Charger Bug take the Garboda. What do you think? Because at least I'm going to hit hard with my ability. I think the Nidoqueen's got potential in the final as well with Scorching Sands. But I'm pretty useless as a Clefairy is just rubbish, really. So I think if I swap here, at least I can get rid of the Garboda pretty quickly myself. So you got the DLC a couple of days ago. shiny hunt did you get now? Very nice. If you do want to do some Dynamax adventures, you are welcome to join the team. We have a spot open, so there is a potential for 4 players. Just remember, if you do catch the legendary, you cannot shiny hunt it. So if you are going to shiny hunt, you catch it, and if it's not there, just leave it there. I mean, Dragon's got the DLC now. So that could make it 4 for us. Fair enough. Like, I know you have to do like a tutorial DA, don't you, against the Sweet Coon. So, as I said, if you did take the Sweet Coon home, you won't be able to shiny hunt it. That's just... And you catch everything, but you don't take it home unless it's shiny if you do want to shiny hunt them. Yeah, so boy from Belgium or Orland, should we take this, or should Chargebug take this for the fighting move? Basically, it's the only reason I think we should take it. Drain Punch will do what we need it to in the final. We could also poison if we want to. It's more that we've got an awkward team more than anything else. Fair enough. So that's a good thing. So it's up to you what you want to do on these games. But as I said, if you are going to shiny hunt, just remember not to take it home with you. Because once you catch it once and take it home, you won't be able to do the encounters again. So you'll have to do like another save. Same with like the Reggie storyline. If you did want to shiny hunt them, once you've caught them, you can't. But the Cadillac storyline's different. You can't get any of that team shiny. It was strange how they shiny locked some stuff, but not all stuff. Like some of the newer ones, but some of the... yeah. Fair enough. Like, it doesn't matter as much with the basic Pokemon as such. It helps with your completing the dexes in the areas as well. Like, I can't really remember what the actual rewards are in for the Isle of Armor and the other one. What's it called? I think we would just go... Okay, I get that. I say we just do Steel because it's pretty easy to beat. Yeah, so once you complete it, the rewards are more like not as exciting as the main dex, I guess. I don't think I've ever claimed the rewards, even though I've done the complete dexes because of the home rewards. So if you complete the Pokédex, you get certain things. You get something in home, but you have to complete all 3 and put all 3 in home, so it's not as simple as just getting like a Grookey and a Rillaboom. Okay, yeah, well, I know it does take. It was such a chore doing it for me. I'm not going to say I cheated. I used home and go to complete the Pokédexes for the shiny charm, which meant the home Pokédex wasn't complete because you have to get it in the region and put it in home. So it's sort of like if you get all 3 starters, you can then put the starters in home and then take them out and then do the middles, and they're the things where I found myself behind a lot of the time. But as you can tell, like we do enjoy these DAs. We're pretty good at them, I think. When you get to that stage and you feel like taking part in some, feel free to, and we'll be hosting the most of this month, probably a few in the future. I might not do like 6 days a week on them in May, but I may continue. I don't know. It kind of depends how I feel. I've been eyeing up a few other games I want to do as well. That is the annoying part of it. I think the most difficult one is probably Crusalia, no, Cursalary, and of course Amazenta and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's one of them where if people were ready from day one, it's pretty easy. But when we're 5 or 6 years into the game's life cycle, it's a bit harder. It's a bit like why I struggle with motivation. Yeah, so we are on to the final. Let's see how this one goes. Computer wants it. Computer can have it. And it can hopefully metal sound for us, even though we're all physical, I think. I would have liked a bit of scorching sands on our side, to be honest, but can't. Yeah, I think it'll help you then. And your Dynamax round 2, I believe. And we can just chip away at it. Yeah, I think we're okay. I will just dig to avoid. Nah, we'll just use Stomping Tantrum just to get some big damage in. Let's see. Chippy Chippy. Can you use Metal Sound, please? Or did you already go? Well, that's going to hurt you a lot. Okay, thanks, computer, for using the right move. Even if you Dynamax and just hit once, I think it'll be enough. If we're honest. Yeah, so what I was going to say is, the other side of it is you can always breed if you've got stuff in home to get them to complete the decks if you use home and everything. But I think the only one I think, as I said, is really difficult for Sword is the Cursor, because it's really hard to get even in Shield. I think it's like one weather condition to get it. It's horrible. But otherwise, and of course Amazenta, but over time we can find someone to do a touch trade. And you should be able to get it done pretty quickly. The only thing is you don't get it to keep if you do touch trading. Like, even on this game I haven't even caught the Amazenta yet. As I haven't even done the Champions Cup. And the main reason is because I don't know why. That was my cheap way to do a lot of it. I was breeding so many questionable Pokemon. Because I was just being very lazy with my getting it done. Like the most frustrating ones for me were the item evolution ones. Especially like the GG and good luck. Especially the Spritzy and Aromatease or whatever they were called. They're a bit annoying. Because you only get given one item. You have to go and buy the other one through the Batter Tower, I believe. Or you might get lucky and make it in the Cramomatic, but that's not as fun as the lottery machine in the Blueberry Academy. Because like, this save is still not level scaled, so I can go to the Isle of Armor and face like level 10s. Yeah. That's the other side of it. We have the option of raids. And nothing for me. Like that was what I used a lot in Scarlet and Violet, if I'm honest, to get stuff. I was just going in and out of the raids, collecting them each day. There was usually a 5 to 7 star one that's pretty easy to beat. Well, if we just get ready but just don't put the code in, when Boy from Belgium's back, we can just jump straight in. But the story's quite nice in both of the DLCs. One of my favourite people to go and see is the Watts Digger, because then he's in the Isle of Armor, and if you give him the Armorite ore, he'll just dig up tons of Watts, and then you can just get, like I've got on here, like 999 of all of the Pokeballs. And it's a bit of an exploit where you can use the Watts Digger to buy 999 luxury balls, then sell them all, so you can make silly money. But because you've completed the base game, money's probably not too much of a problem. But people use it in other times as well. Like, the one thing I learned, because I never played this game until after all the DLC was out. Just out of interest, ironically, are you game for some? Welcome in first, but are you game for some Dynamaxes? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Because if ironically wants to join, we could do some Zygarde path hunting. Yeah, so would everybody on the team like to do some Zygarde hunting? Or path hunting? I don't want to force anyone if they don't want to. So it's pretty much up to the three of you. If you want to, just say yes. If you don't, we'll just do this one, then start that on the next one. Nice. Morland, would you be up for that as well? Great. So we'll do Guzzlord this run, and then we'll start path hunting next run, because that gives, ironically, a good 15-20 minutes to be ready. You're beating Boy from Belgium. Yeah, the Matangs are horrendous to try and catch. I just hate them so much. You've already got the dream. Right, I've got to think now, haven't I? They're all terrible. They're all terrible for what we want. You just don't need to swap. That's my thinking. There is an ice type we can go for. Phalanx isn't terrible either. There is a fairy type. What's the fairy type? We want that fairy type, don't we, really? You've got grass to start this off. Yeah, something we're pretty confident going right. I know I'm not great. I remember trying to just get the shiny ones in Scarlet and Violet. They're horrible little things to catch. Like when I was doing my continual Nuzlocke type thing I was doing in the past, I kept having the same problem. Because it didn't really matter what I had, but I ended up using an Ultra Ball on it. Now I used my Master Ball to catch it, because I'd already done the Legendary, so it didn't bother me. Right. It is pretty much a myth, but we all like to do it just to make us feel better, I think, at times. This is number 4. It always used to work when you held the A button, it sometimes worked. That was always the myth I remember. You always pressed it on the second shake and it would stay or something. I probably should just I'm not really sure whether to take this or not. Just because I'm guessing I'm probably going to have to take the Whimsicott. Because I said Phalanx will be pretty good in the final. It can use first impression, guarantee a big bug hit, and then what about if you say the thing after it shakes twice, say Game Boy Luke, and it should just work? Wasn't that one that used to be a joke online? But I assume that we are quite comfortable with Alcremie and Phalanx as 2 of our final 3, our final 4. If I take this, I don't know if it has an ice move. If it has an ice move, it might be worth me taking. I don't, as we said, Claydol is pretty awful for movesets. And if I take Whimsicott, we've got our 3-person team for the final without even needing to really think. You know, they have like the horrible... Have you got timer balls yet? Just out of interest. Because they'd probably be your best bet now. Ooh, I survived. I'm definitely taking this now then. Just so I can have the PB. No HP in the final. Please say we knock this out this turn. Oh good. Yeah, because the timer ball should start working after, what is it, 20 rounds? Like, up your percentage. Believe that's how they work. Have you got a lot of them all? That's the other question. If you've got a lot of them all, I would just spam timer balls now. I think you have a better percentage roll of catching it in a timer ball. Even though I'm still going to be weak, I have to take it for health. Fair enough, that would make sense. Well done. Now have you got to get one more, or are you going to stick with just what you've got? What is this? Oh yeah, we said Whimsicott, isn't it? Yeah. So if I take this, I'm imagining the max Flutterby will do a lot of damage. If that's neutral though, isn't it? Hopefully. I wouldn't guarantee it though. It's one of those that I've never really used the Matang or the Beldam line in anything in my life, so I don't know its best and worst abilities and stuff. I've pretty much just got to survive, haven't I? I'm going for a Paralyze. Anything else? Right. The one thing I will say is the shinies are very nice. I don't know whether... Have you got the catching charm? I think you get that in the base game. I would imagine you would have got that when you got the shiny charm. Actually. But I don't know if you've got the shiny charm yet. Okay. So even with that you're struggling. It's just... I always had this big myth in my head that if my lead Pokemon wasn't faster, it would always escape. It was something I always noticed. That's why I always tend to use Boltland when I'm doing dex completion on these, because it's got Nuzzle. Nuzzle does next to no damage, paralyzes. It works a lot better for me, for how I was doing everything. Like on my sword save, I did a fresh save to complete the Pokedexes, so I could get the shiny charm and everything. And I did the whole setup where I was just using Boltland and Nuzzle. By the time I finished the game, it was level 100. I'm good at clutching survival here. But that was my favourite. I know that the dream scenario, I believe, in these games is a scrappy Pangoro. Because then you can use False Swipe, and then you can hit the ghost types. And the other one's what, Glade, I think everyone used in this one. The False Swipe and Hypnosis. It's not as fun as Breloom and Golduck in Scarlet and Violet's my team for most stuff. Breloom does most of the heavy lifting. The Golduck is purely there for anything that can use self-destruct or explosion, because it's got damp. That's always been my plan on these games. Oh, it's going to survive one more round, isn't it? Sunwing. It's not the easiest one to get. I've never, at this game, I've never used for shiny hunting, if I'm honest. I've tried it, I found 3 shinies. I didn't put together the best team. Yeah, I imagine that's probably not many Pokemon. Actually, I'm in a competition where we had to catch one that can use Soak. But yeah, that sounds about right. The closest everyone does is because they all use Smeagol in Scarlet and Violet, because it can use Soak and False Swipe, so it's a good Pokemon to get, but it's not in this game. A lot of people also use like Scizor because it's bulky. I wanted to try and set a team up with Phalanx, purely because I like Phalanx a lot. It's one of my favourites. Yeah, so I'm taking this again, I believe. We should be good. Yeah, my dream setup was, I think I had Rillaboom, because that can learn False Swipe. Then I had Phalanx, because I wanted to change to Phalanx. What's the easiest thing to beat here? Still is pretty easy. No, actually no. What's that thing flapping its wings? I'm not going to click on anything. Foresight and False Swipe. Dunsparce, okay. What do I have? Doesn't have anything that's good against me. I'm not very physical, so I guess we're just going to get that. I never really did Gen 7, but I always thought everybody's favourite was... it's more for the setup, isn't it? For the SOS chaining was the Trevenant Harvest skill swap, if I'm not mistaken. And then you just gave... and Trick as well, so you gave a Pokemon the Leper Berry. I think that's how it worked. So it would never really do any damage to you. But I might have been wrong with that. Right, ideally you get to Dynamax in the final, don't you? So I'm going to have to swing. But I've never done SOS chaining or anything in Sun and Moon, so I don't really know the ins and outs perfectly of that or any of the previous games. I was literally chain fishing and horde encountering, and that was pretty much it. I had no specific setup team for any of it. It was just I had the suction cucks for the fishing, and I had the sweet scent for the horde hunting, and that was my team, pretty much. So that was my knowledge of previous generations of shiny hunting. I don't really get the Dex Nav. I don't think I also have the patience for Dex Nav. And elsewhere I like Sword and Shield's a lot easier because you can change the moves so quickly. And I think this game's pretty good. You can change your moves pretty fast as well. I know you've got to go somewhere to do it, but outside of that it's pretty easy. And that's why we've got sort of like our dream setup. It is amazing, it's just I don't have the patience for it, if I'm honest. Like, I did look into it a bit on X because I wanted to shiny hunt the elemental monkeys, but I didn't really have a good I had the setup for it, it's just I kept breaking the chain and I got annoyed. I think that's pretty much the way I would put it. It's not the easiest place either to do the Dex Nav in the forest, but I was trying to just work through the monkeys. So, but we know, we just plod through our games. Like, I'm hoping we'll be able to get them in the ZA, whatever the new shiny hunting method's going to be. They've all sort of got their own design, like, and how you to do it all. I do think I would like Gen 7 if I ever sat down and gave it more time. I think that's probably the best way I would describe it. I'm hoping the computer takes this. Fair enough. Well, we're just about to face the boss, so yeah, as I said, I've set up a game where I wanted to try and do it, but I'm kind of turned off by the fact that I don't think I can get the shiny charm, so I don't want to sit through, and I always hear people complain about the early game tutorials, and I've only sort of tried to nuzlocke each one once. I finished Sun, but I never made it past like the third or fourth boss in the fourth and the others, so I've never really got very far into the games. So we've got to take one round without a Dynamax, but that'll do. Baby doe eyes, nice. Decorate, are you going to decorate or are you going to swing? Let's see. But if we do these path hunting, we've got to put most focus on remembering what we're facing as well. So we can't just go, let's get the ice, and then it's a fire type at the end. If it has ice, then we'd finish the run and we can reset it and do some Zygardes. Yep, that's very easy to do. Which is one of the things that Sword and Shield gets the biggest complaint about. It's the routes don't have dead ends in the core game. They're all very straight lines. And when you get into that one and there's another cave, it's very easy to take the wrong corner and not go the direction you're meant to be going. Just out of interest, which horse did you pick? Which again is partly the other bit of frustration, is you can't get both. But then, no, you can't even catch it till you're champion. Nice. I do prefer the ghost one. Well, GG and good luck. Yep, Friend Safari is something I wish I could have done more with. Mods I'm getting used to a bit more. PokeRadar I've never really looked into, nor I know about SOS. Random encounters annoy me. Masuda annoys me. I would love to try Ultra Wormholes. Chainfish is so easy. Curry is something I've never really investigated. If you don't want to do the second DLC, just remember if you get Shield and don't want to do the second DLC, you can do a second profile, and you don't need online to do it. You can just set up a second profile, almost like a dummy one. Don't go online and you'll be able to do the DLC still and get the other one if you don't feel like you want to get both. I got the shiny Guzzlord, the last one on the table, and we got it. Well, we don't do Guzzlord anymore. Whoa. Thanks, boy from Belgium, you're coming last today. Big boy. Now who gets the legendaries at last? Guzzlord. A nature check, okay. What does everybody want to pick for our big beastie boy? And you got the others because of me. You got Ho-Ho and Mesprit, didn't you? It is Bashful, which is sort of shy, I guess. I don't know if this actually fits into anything else, but shiny Guzzlord, baby. We'll leave it there. We can do the rest later. Take the Guzzlord out. Out where? I don't think I've actually unlocked the following mechanics in these games. Because I haven't been to Freezington yet. Yeah, I don't have the following mechanics. We can take it in against an ice type, I guess. Shall we see who's here? Where are you? You're cuter, so we'll take you on. Aurorus. Big boy. What move did it have? Well, we might as well win a fight. You don't need to go to Freezington to do them. You get sent in there as the tutorial first, and then after that you sort of have to do the rest. You don't have to go and unlock the storyline. Like, the only reason I can do the Ultra Beasts is because of when you play online you can do them. There we go. There's his big boy. Can I put this away? Does it catch the ball? Oh dear. Wait, someone's joined my camp. I'm not happy with that. That's a good reaction. Yeah, you can just keep going back in before doing any of the story. Like, the only thing you can't do is if you're playing offline. You can't get the Ultra Beasts until you do finish all of the storyline. 1 second, I just want to take a screenshot of this while I can. It's holding the curry. And we were talking about curries. This is kind of what you can do with curries. You just, if you make enough curries, shiny Pokemon can turn up in them. Basically, that's how it works. And I'm not really sure, because I can literally show you how much I've done. Like, how do I put this away? Where's the X button? Yes, X. Leave. So if we look at the story here, it still says go to Freezington. So that tells you how far I've actually got in my story. So the only thing I think that may have you tried going back to do DAs again now, since you've done a bit more of the you're at the Calyrax, so it's a bit more difficult. Oh no, we've been disconnected. What's happened? Why have we been disconnected? Why have you disconnected, OBS? I don't know if we're back. Are we back? Are we working again? No. Why have we disconnected? I think we're coming back slowly. I think we're back. Have we returned? Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. OBS decided to crash. No, it was all my end, this one. 100% my end. I was just going to share my shiny. Because why not? And to put it in here. And then we can go back and do our Zygarde hunting now that we're... Okay, I'll head back that way. Now that we finished showing off Guzzlord some more. Same code as normal, I imagine. While we get ready to go into this, I need to change some numbers on here anyway and see if I have a Guzzlord, which I don't think I do. As we said, we kind of want to try and stick to focusing on what is there rather than getting too carried away with only picking the Zygarde strengths, if that makes sense. I will probably be the last one in, won't I? This will become a 7, and this will become a 2. I think everything that did happen was on my end, but I apologise. Thank you for the follow, Poke. Welcome into the Dynamax adventures. We just got ourselves a shiny. no, we're going to carry on for a little bit longer. It was more, I don't know. No, it's definitely not the last one. We'll keep it at that. So what is good? Well, this is a random, but the idea is we might find Guzzlord. So we kind of, not Guzzlord, Zygarde. Yeah, so we just got our second shiny legendary of the week, actually. But whatever we do, we focus on what the final one is before we pick paths. We don't need to worry. So it's an ice type. So what's that? More like the Articuno or Kyurem? So we do have the easy fire type there. And well, we have a steel type. I can't figure out which is which. They're both. I would just, but then it's, yeah, I would just go fire. That's my thinking anyway. Like, as long as, like, there's nothing anybody really doesn't want to get. Like, when it comes to ice, is it pretty much Articuno or Kyurem? Are they the only two ice types? Trying to remember. Who do we have? No, you're gonna. Are you? Who's Kangaskhan? Okay, I help in hand to you. Because you're probably going to go for something stronger than I've got. Kangaskhan. But I needed to see who was going to be doing the Dynamaxing. I couldn't remember who was who. And I believe if I give you the big boost, we get something good. I need to actually close the internet on here, don't I? Or we bring up all of the sounds. Right. What was that? Do it again, do it again. That was not 85% chance. Why 85? Just out of interest. At the end of the day, both are good ones for us. We need all of them. Fair enough. Well, it's got Stone Edge, hasn't it, Diggersby? Which is what's pretty good. Do you want me to take this? Or are you going to want someone else to take this? Going into what? Diggersby, we've got an ice type. Jinx will be fine against it. Toxicroak's just... no. Seismitoad is there. The moveset's not great, is it? But at least it resists a lot. Yeah, so who's swapping who, do you think, here? Should I just take this? I thought so. I don't know why I just help in hand you when you've shrunk, haven't you? I should have help in hand one of the others. Unless you just went for a hit. Did you just go for a hit, or did you dig? Okay. That's okay then. But this is why it's quite good to do these random paths, because you do get some interesting things at the end. Like both are... I'm assuming everyone involved needs both of these shiny. I know I definitely do. I don't think I can get 2 legendaries in one stream. That would be a bit greedy. So I'm taking this. I do like... Yes, I would prefer Articuno myself. For 2 reasons. One, I prefer the legendary birds. And 2, because I'm doing the Dex 365, I want to save Kiram until we reach Gen 5. And that's my main thinking for all of it. How are you, ironically, for Gen 4 legendary shinies? Are you after most of them? Or is there some you've got already? Because soon I will be doing probably just exclusive, from DAs. I will probably doing more exclusively Gen 4 in a couple of weeks, or potentially this week for the rest of the month, because as I've mentioned it before, we're in like a community of shiny hunters. And DAs are going to be the easiest way to get most of the shinies, I think. So I sort of won't be doing a lot of them. I think I probably... Yeah, I did see the Palkia. So Palkia is one that I probably won't do. Anyway, because I know it's a pain to do. I'd rather do some of the weaker ones. So if it is 2 of us, there's 2 of us. If there's 3, there's 3. I would rather stick to the easier ones if I can. If I'm honest. Like Palkia, Dialga, they're hard work, but people will probably hunt them in Diamond Pearl. Yes, Pheromosa. That's that thing that annoyed me a lot. Yeah. Heatran's one I've got on my list at the moment. So Heatran will be... The idea will be that we'll do like we did yesterday when we just did Blacephalon. We might not do, on my end of streams, I won't be doing the random side of the Zygarde hunting. If people want to join for the Gen 4s, we'll do Gen 4s. If we're not going to stick to them, when we move to Boy from Belgium, who usually goes on pretty much after me, we can then take the team to do the Zygarde path hunting there. That's my thinking. Pheromosa, no one's got Pheromosa. I think ironically might have it, but other than that, we didn't when we were doing them now. I stupidly deleted... No, did I stupidly delete it by accident? I think I did. I forgot to save it. Palkia is easy if you get Maractus, I think, because it's got the Storm Drain. I forgot what you said here. The Fairy, I'm assuming. I won't press anything and we'll just go there. I forgot what you wanted. Okay, it was ground. No, we didn't get Blacephalon yet. It's still on my list though. It's because my challenge was to meet every legendary in a month. the Zygarde was actually the last one I needed. But I didn't get that one shiny yet. No, we only went to Guzzlord because it was the last one we did. We did Blacephalon yesterday. It will just be, we thought it'd be a bit nicer to mix it up to the next type. But if we did Ultra Beasts, Ironica, you can't really join in, or if they are, they're only going to be getting the Path legendaries. So it's a bit unfair on them. And the Zygarde hunting thing is quite important because you'll see yourself, once we get the Path, we can do it with our eyes shut, and it's going to be easy. We've seen some Zygarde paths that are devastating. If you just hunt Zygarde, it's horrible because you get nothing and then you're going to lose anyway, so it's a waste of time. So if we did randoms, it just makes it a bit more fun because we can still get something effective. Now, I think that's where we were doing this Zygarde hunting and we found a Moltres, and that's where me and someone else got the shiny Moltres a couple of days ago. So there was that, which made it really good. So that's kind of why we do it this way. Yeah, it's not, but because you're here and you want Zygarde too, it makes sense that we can do the Zygarde path random hunting. Like, between us all, we have about, what, 7 legendary shinies? So, outside of you. So, the random ones, it's very unlikely we're going to mix up what everybody's going to have their shinies only. So, why not do some of the more random ones to have a bit of fun with it? The challenge is getting there, not just getting everything. Like, when you do just a solo path, it's nice to have a bigger team. Like, the 3-2 works well, but when you get the 4-person one, we might as well do randoms because at least you're all smart enough to plan the next step ahead. If you do random ones on your own, it is like rolling a dice and hoping for the best. When you've got 2 or 3, you can do the targeted easy things like Blacephalon or Stack Attacker and stuff like that, which is what we will do in a couple of days when the Cradilly, Armaldo and Delkelly are caught. But until then, we can't. It's pretty, I would probably say the Jinx if I was going to pick one, but it doesn't make too much difference, I don't think. Yeah, that's the thing, like, and if we did too many of just one, as we've seen before, like, when the runs go badly, they're horrible. So I think for most of this we're pretty good at just putting together some strong teams. And hopefully an Articuno. No, we get Kirim, but it's not terrible. What is it? It's my Dynamax. Shall I not Dynamax in this? And do Scorching Sands for burn? Or should I just go for Max Flare? Before we go too committed to this, I think I just do Scorching Sands and try and burn it. I've got nothing super effective, so I think, yeah, the rock's next, I think. I keep forgetting what order we're in. How did you put it to sleep when I try to burn it? I don't understand all of the technical terms of Pokemoning. Yeah, so Diggersby's got the stone move. Or the rock move, Stone Edge. Yes. I was just hoping to get the burn. I didn't know you were going to put it to sleep. Because Scorching Sand is more of a higher rate of burning, isn't it, than Flamethrower? I thought it did. I thought it did anyway. But I'm not sure. I just play the games with the types and hope they work together well. I thought it did, but as I say, I'm not completely sure. It's why we try to use it a lot on the Zekrom. Because yeah, that's the Calyrax fight is kind of designed, I think, to pretty much be the Master Ball one. It takes ages depending on your team as well. Oh, who's it going for? Well, we ate that pretty smoothly. I hate doing those Calyrax fights, to be honest. The only good thing is if you do KO it, you can start straight away. Unlike the Dialga and Palkia and BDSP, when you've got to do the whole Elite Four thing again if you didn't save before it. Just think, at least it's not a shiny one you can hunt. That gonna hit? Well, one avoided, that's good. And one down, but it'll die to rock. So I don't think we need to worry, I think we've won this one. Did it die, or we get it first? Well, GG then, and good luck. Can we get back-to-back legendaries? Is that going to be a thing? Yeah, so for Dragon's benefit, I haven't even done the Champions Cup in this game. With the DLC, you can literally go here within about the first 20 to 30 minutes and only Dynamax adventure, and then just walk through the game with legendaries if you want. It's what people do in the Professor Oak's challenge. You don't have to touch the storyline, from what I've seen. I don't quite get why they weren't working. Nope, 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 and no back-to-back for me, sadly. And it wasn't the brilliant path. Yep. That was the joy of the DLC, because you don't even have to beat the bloke to get in. Oh well. Well, we'll go again then. I'll wait for Boy from Belgium to put it up, and then we'll try our luck again. But as we said, we're probably only going to do about 9 today. So that's the thing. Look, the problem with the shell bell will be if you can't hit it, you're not going to get the health back. That's the only problem. So that's what we got to think about when... It's one of those where I think it's literally designed to throw the Master Ball to finish the story, if we're honest. That's how I tend to treat it. Yeah. Well, I've got a blizzard. Eldegoss does have weather ball. But I'm not really sure what's good here. What are we going to guess the final's going to be? A dragon? Ooh, there's potential. Problem is we don't really have very much to play with. We've got a Cryogonal. Oh, I want that bug one so badly. You think it's Rayquaza. So do we want to go... Raichu then? Okay. If you become Raichu, then it can't use electric moves, right? That seems like a sensible idea. We'll do that. Will it be Big Raichu versus Big Raichu here? Let's see it. I wonder how that works. Yeah, we've got so much potential with this. Fair enough. Yeah, as we said, it could be. We're just going to be guessing, I guess, and see how good or bad it ends up. I guess I'm keeping mine whatever happens because I've got an ice move. We can take the Cryogonal. I imagine we would look... I don't really know who wants to swap in which order between the three of you. Or whether you want to keep the Ditto till the end. Just so we could have the legendary on our side too. Which would again would be quite funny. Because if it's a dragon, you'll have a dragon move probably to be strong against it. So there is that, like, thinking. It would be fun if it was Giratina, because at least I'm still good against all of Giratina. Yeah, so I think the plan would be to replace the Matang and the Vesper Queen with the Stunfisk and the Cryogonal, if I'm not mistaken. The Matang might be weaker to the Stunfisks, so I'd probably swap out... no, actually it doesn't matter. We don't really need to swap here, do we? Whatever happens. Yeah, Giratina's one I don't fancy doing solo. That'll be one that if I have the 3 or 4 people, and there are 3 or 4 people that want to do Giratina, we'll probably do some Giratina days. But as I said, I can't really start them until we have passed the next stage of the challenge that I'm in. But at the end of the day, I think we keep Ditto and Absol, and we get Stunfisk and Cryogonal. What is the norm? Buffalant, isn't it? Yeah. Does the Matang have a still move that we know of? Yeah, so Stunfisk is coming with us. So it doesn't really matter who swaps for this between the Raichu and the Matang, because they both got a strong move. And we should look at who can Dynamax, because you'll both be better to Dynamax, I think, against the Cryogonal. because it's got focus punch. So there is that too. It's become a fairy type, hasn't it? So I think. No? Okay. No, it's a steel type. And it's not by Dynamax. Okay. Yeah, I know that it's very difficult to go for the quick ball. I just think you should go to the Watt farm and just get like 999 timer balls and just start using timer balls. Or try and come back in the evening and you might be able to try your luck with dusk balls. But as we said, whoever is closer to Dynamaxing between the Matang and the Raichu should... the one that will Dynamax in the next battle should keep, and the other one take the Stunfisk. Because you've both got a move that will be super effective. I think that's going to be the best option. I know I used the quick ball to catch... I think it's Mesprit. Is it the Roma or Mesprit in BDSP? So I just kept resetting the game to quick ball it because it's about... You should get it done in 20 goes minimum. And I just needed it so I could get the mana fee. But I think we're in an ad break. So we're in an awkward place. I think. I would guess that Raichu swap here, but I'm just going to slow down to let the ad break finish. So we can decide. We are close. We are very close. There we go. So, do we want to say... You're going to keep Raichu for this one. So Matang swap out for this. And then Raichu swap out for Cryogonal. Then we got 2 ice. Interesting fact. I've never looked at the moves, if I'm honest. It's one of the things I've been a bit more lazy with. Fair enough. It's one of those things that I think I would do if I put my mind to it a bit more, but I haven't really ever focused on doing it. So ideally, yeah, the Raichu goes here. And then we've got 2 ice types in the final. Which is still pretty good. I've got special move, please. Blizzard is a special move. Something like that. Again, I don't really know the abilities of most of them. I know it is like another little bit of a side challenge to get all of the moves, but it sometimes means getting a lot of the older game Pokemon into home, which can be a lot more difficult, especially now. I know there are ways, but I don't know if there's a way to get some of the Gen 5 ones. I think that's how I read it. I guess the dream scenario is we can get round to Raichu and that become the Dynamax Pokemon. I think that's probably the best, because I don't think we beat this in one. And Raichu's frozen now, so it's definitely going to have to go. Because even if it is Zekrom, it's no help because the lightning rod doesn't work. So there's no... If I do, it goes to Stunfisk. Actually, it's not a bad idea if I do, because if we finish it with me, Stunfisk can Metal Sound, and then our moves are going to be better the next turn. That's my thinking here. I know that's the thing with the moves and everything. There isn't a legal way of getting some of the stuff in the old ones. I do, but I can probably take this out now with a fire move. And I think we're probably going to replace Raichu for the final battle. Because if we can get 2 ice types, we're in a very good place against whatever dragon it is. It'll be better to have Cryogonal against Rayquaza as well. And as we said, the lightning rod doesn't work. Probably shouldn't have used the last 5, but never mind. Yeah, we've tried it with Zekrom, and its ability takes away the skill of what's it called? Takes away the ability of lightning rod, so it doesn't work. It works on Xurkitree, but not on Zekrom. And as we said, the Stunfisk or Metal Sound first turn, which should lower its special defense 2 levels, and then if we max, you Dynamax the Cryogonal. It would be funny if it was Kyurem again, yes, because I don't think we stand a chance against Kyurem. Especially because I stupidly used all my Fire Blasts, unless I don't get a shot here, which I think I've just done. But there's more that are weak to ice than our ice, right? It wouldn't be the first time we've done a completely random one and had the same thing back to back, considering it's 1 in like 47. So there's that to put into our factors here. Yeah, so... Because again, I do have Night Slash, which will help with its Giratina. I've got my 5 Blizzards still. Stunfisk is going to be key with Metal, even if it's not going to do too much. I will probably not use a Blizzard first turn. But I have got my glasses, so I think. I don't know. We'll see who we got to face first. It is Reshiram. Okay, well, this is not good. I don't think we win this one, but you never know. I've seen worse things happen. We have Reshiram versus Reshiram. Which will be quite funny. Right. At least Blizzard's still neutral. But I think we just pray. You might as well, I would say. But It's not going to make much difference. At the end of the day, we've not really got much chance with the ice. Well, the ice is still neutral, but... yeah, but we'll be fine. See? You're fine. You've got all of its attack stats as well. It's only going to attack me and my move crits that I'm using. So that's not too much of a problem. We have to remember, it should have the Reshiram's attack stats though, shouldn't it? If I'm not mistaken. And now we're a bit stronger. We've got a Gorbas called. As it seems to be targeting me, I'll just keep doing Night Slash. So I can get a crit, so it doesn't matter if it keeps attacking me. That's going to hurt though. Poor Ditto. Didn't stand a chance. Did you survive? Nope. At least you get to come back and be it again. Was that only our first life we've lost? But the thing is, you get to boost us all here. And then you'll come back and be Reshiram again. So you can do the same. What does that hit? Not Stumpfest. Well, that was a good start. Dodging. I don't know if we win here, but we might get lucky. Go. Cheer us to full health. And pop goes the dog. Yeah, it is mad, but we should get it done. That's the key thing. I think we still have 2 lives left. I don't think we lost one on the way here. We might have, but I don't remember one. And we survived that. That's big. I believe all huge even. The little Stunfisk that could. And then we get our Reshiram back, right? And I imagine you speed tie, so you can just Dragon Pulse it and potentially knock it out. Do I give you a speed boost? That would be the best. Yes, that'll be the best. Speed boost, speed boost. No. So close. Okay, thanks for throwing. So GG and good luck on the shinies. Did we only have 1 life left, or? It's not a problem. Does someone want to step out for one? Or do you want to just try doing an easier opponent just to get used to how we do our coaching instead of doing a random one where it could be chaos? Now we could do like a Blacephalon one, which is easy enough to do, but you just get used to different strats that we can come up with. Do we get another shiny? No, we don't. Well, I say if we do one we know the path or know what we're facing, it's a bit easier to do, teach you some of the basics of what we do coaching when we have random. We can do Tornadus. Tornadus is a pretty easy one to do, actually. It's just a flying type, isn't it? So the main thing we want for a Tornadus is an ice type or a rock type or an electric type. So when Boy from Belgium says it's ready, we can put in the code. So just go on the list and make sure you click on anything is fine. Do the whole save routine. I just want to make sure you understand how to join. So if you are fully understood, let me know. But from this screen, press the plus button where it says link code in the bottom corner. Bottom right hand corner, that is. It should give you that option. And then you get this screen. You can just put the code in. And press enter and then press yes and invite others. Oh yeah, make sure you are online as well, which you'd have to exit right back out to do. And yeah, that's pretty much how easy it can be to join. No worry, not a rush. Like as we say, we do these just for fun at the end of the day, and if we get lucky with shinies, we get lucky. Make sure you've got at least 4 balls as well, because you'll want to catch everything, even if it's something you've got, because it might be something that's stronger. So for example, like if we see Raichu, I'm still catching a Raichu, even though I've got like 4, 5 shiny Raichus. I don't. And I believe that is you. Yeah. So on like the first screen, you've seen, I'm assuming you've watched a few. We try to pick something that's great from the start. If there's not, I personally do it slightly different to everyone else. Okay, that's good. I sometimes go for the ones where if I'm looking at the path that we're going for a flying type we want to beat, I want to find an ice type, I want to find an electric type, so I'll pick something that's strong against them. We want Manectric will wall this thing at the end of the day. Like Doug Trio's pretty good because of Rock Slide. Wild Bug is still weak. If Boy from Belgium uses an electric move on me, I'm getting a massive boost. So I am taking Manectric. So your choice is either, the best choice will be either Doug Trio or Lairon because of Rock Slide. But you've also got Metal Sound, which will be huge. But sometimes we look at defense lowering moves. But you have Rock Slide, which is big. And we don't have too much that looks really good there. If we can get another electric type, it would be brilliant. But there is a rock on the right. I think we go right because that's an Aurorus. And Aurorus has Body Slam with Refrigerate, so that's going to be massive. We should just... It can even use the Thunder move on me. Okay. We're going to go left then. We've missed the Aurorus. What are you want to get rid of there? I was hoping you could boost me with the electric move. If I'm honest. Because every time you do an electric move, I get a special attack buff. But I don't know. What is everybody's thinking with going left. Does this have a ice or rock move? That's the other question. Or is there like a wide guard you've seen? Yeah, Kangaskhan is just one of the annoying ones to face, if we're honest. Like, it's easy to beat, but it's just bulky. I've got 20 of these, so I could just keep using these. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it's looking at the next path after the first ones as well, because on the right we had an Aurorus, which has the ability to refrigerate, so Body Slam would have been an ice move. The moves on the Pokemon don't change now. That was kind of why the right would have been the perfect one, but it is Tornadus. It's easy enough to beat whatever we do. Like, Cradily has a rock move, I believe. Dugtrio has a rock move, has Rock Slide, which we can use later. So we've got like things that can beat the final one pretty easily. Like, I don't really want to take Manectric in as just a Manectric. I would like an extra electric boost on it. That's my thinking. You're faster than me as well, I believe. So if you did try just an electric move, I then get the buff, and then it'll probably do massive damage, especially if I can max lightning in the final. They don't refresh between the runs, no. That's why sometimes it's just about finding something that's really good against what you've got, if you've got like a good team. Like, the reality is this 4 could face Tornadus on their own. We probably don't need to push to swap out anyone here. So realistically, if we see a type that's weak to more than one of us, even if we see a flying type, it would be worth just doing the flying type, get rid of it and move on, rather than try and get something that's a slightly better option. That's how we try to do the Dynamax. We got quite lucky with our starting lineup, really. It's not like some of the other ones we've done where we need to replace 3 Pokemon on the route somewhere. As well, this has like Body Slam, it's nice. You're guaranteed to catch everything you throw a ball at in these, yes. But as I said, if you do want to shiny hunt the legendaries, catch it, but check it's shiny. If it's not shiny, don't take it home with you at the end. If you want to shiny hunt. If you don't care about shiny hunting, you can take it home. It's not a problem. Are you eyeing up the Pelipper here for a wide guard? By any chance? I don't know if you need wide guard for this, but I think it has that break wind. That's my thinking here. I didn't click on anything, but if we can get the Pelipper, it's something extra as a bit of protection, I believe, because it's got that spread flying move, which is very annoying. But I might be wrong with that. If you're on a team of 4 like we are, if you're really not sure which one you think is best, I do this myself. My boy from Belgium will back it up. If I'm not sure, I literally just do not click on any side. I will let somebody who is confident on the right route. So if you're not sure and you don't want to feel pressured into doing it, don't click on one. That people who have done more than me and you will pick the one they think is best. That's the best way. I'm not sure if it's got levitate, to be honest. Yeah, you can ask the person, but sometimes there's a bit of a delay. That's sometimes what I'm thinking. You're going to go... Okay, so you're going to go for the sleep strat. Okay, does this become... I think I've had a big enough boost, so this will do more. Do we want to take Palapa though last? That's the question. You fought enough Tornadoes. Does it have a spread move? That's my question to you, boy from Belgium. And is Palapa worth taking to stop that? So do we want to maybe swap maybe the Dug Trio for the Palapa? Or would you like to swap it? Well, I would like to keep the 2 electric types, for sure. It's more... when it does the spread move, it's going to hit all of us. And I think if the Dug Trio took it and just spammed Wide Guard, we could charge up the main electric with electric moves. That's my thinking. And we'll protect from the spread moves. That's what I'm thinking. But then if we don't have the Wide Guarder, we're in an awkward position to use the Garvantula. That's why I think if we could swap the Dug Trio for the Palapa, it would be the best, I think. We can still hold on to it, yeah. Just, it'll work. I think we'll beat it, whatever. It's weak to all of, well, 2 of us, at least. Okay. So, you're going to stick... We're all going to stick after this fight. No more swapping. You might as well Dynamax for the max ray. It's not going to make much difference. Yes, I'm the only one that can attack. I'm hoping I'm slower than the Garvantula. My ability basically means I take all the electric hits and get a special attack boost, which you can see here, and suddenly I'm +2 on special attack. The only thing is, it would be really nice if we could get round a bit more, but I don't think we get a max move. So if we ever did a Zygarde run, for example, we would love to have a Pelipper on your team because it has Wide Guard. So certain Pokemon you need a Wide Guard Pokemon, otherwise you're not going to do any damage to it. Oh no, you'll do damage, it will damage you because it will keep using the spread move and your whole team will wipe. But if you've got the Wide Guard, you're safe. So it's like Pelipper, Mianchu, Kingler, Hitmonlee, I think is Wide Guard. There's probably more, and Boy from Belgium will fill you in with all of the rest. But I always forget which ones there are. So yeah, I think we stick with this team. I think we're pretty good. If we could charge me up, as we said, Mordan's going to put it to sleep, hopefully. Yeah. And when you, do you have a preferred Pokeball you like just catching Pokemon in? Is Ultra Ball your preferred choice? Just out of interest, because if you like Premier Balls, when you finish this, you'll see a lady on the right, and the stuff you get for winning these you can swap in for Premier Balls. But Tornadus, we have 4 lives, I believe, so we're good, and we're probably just falling into an ad. Let's go and start spamming the electric moves. Fair enough. I always use luxury balls for everything I catch. Because with the Watts farming, it's so easy just to get 999 of everything. So, big hit with the rock slide. I get the boost before my turn. So now I'm +2. Haunter puts it to Solo. I go first. Big hit. Do I get the para? Nope. Go Sleepy Bite. And then Dream Eater will be ready, and I think we win this next turn. I think this will be a smooth destruction of the Pokemon. So we're nearly finished our little ad break, and let's see, still asleep. It'll go for a Thunder move on me. Rock Slide's hit every time. When did that happen? So the next question will be, do you want to try a completely random one with us? But see how we strategize against just a type rather than an actual Pokemon. Now, as I said, I don't do it. GG and good luck with the shinies. So, I say the same. If you're unsure, don't pick. I don't pick sometimes. I literally tell Boy from Belgium, I'm not sure. I'm letting you pick. Whichever side you pick, we'll go that way. No, but we still did some discussing about what we could and couldn't swap through the whole run. We chose like Haunter wasn't a dream scenario for this battle, but it worked out effectively. And that's the thing, that's what I mean by strategizing. Like, you can come up with ideas that you might not have thought of yourself, and when it comes to the randoms, you can look at everything and go from that. So if we do a random one next, we can work our way through to maybe find the perfect Zygarde path. But let's check these shinies first. Haunter, Pelipper, and Tornadus. But just remember, if you are shiny hunting, don't take the legendary with you. So if we did a completely random one now, you can take one of the other ones if you just want to take something for the Pokedex, but if you do want to shiny hunt, don't take the shiny one. So if you talk to this lady, she will give you a chance of getting Beast Balls as well if you fancy, but they're very expensive. But you'll get that currency pretty quickly. So if we do a random one, we can do our normal planning for the stages that we go on, right? With the dream scenario, finding the perfect Zygarde run. So as I said, if you're not sure, don't pick. I don't pick. I literally just don't touch the control and let the timer run out. when we're doing random ones, when you pick the starting Pokemon, it's sometimes best to pick something that's got a good spread move, or something that works very well with one of the others that's been selected, or something with life dew's quite nice, or a defensive downing move, so a fake tears. So when we look at the first list, we'll kind of say what the best ones will be, but like fake tears, metal sound, screech, and there's one other, isn't there? What's the other one, boy from Belgium? That can lower stuff. So like Porygon's a dream start one. This is not a great one, but we're treating this as a Zygarde setup path, so I'll take the Sneasel. The Executor's not terrible if we did find a Zygarde, and the Sandslash is pretty good for Zygarde actually. So it will do it automatically if he's just popped off quickly. So oh, we got the Eldegoss. It's fine, it's got Weather Ball. We don't know what we're facing, remember. We got a ground type, so Eldegoss is not terrible. So I'm thinking probably like the rest of the path ain't pretty either. Let's be honest. There is a Ditto for some more fun. Do we want to risk this Wigglytuff? We need Wide Guard. Is there a Wide Guard up there? Well, it depends if it's Groudon or... Oh, so it's Jinx, the second one. Fair enough. I didn't see whether it was Jinx or not. So what? Wigglytuff, Jinx. So is it left? I'm not the most helpful here, just remember that. Just out of interest, does the path change too much because of what was picked at the beginning? Like, for example, if the Sandslash was the last one picked, would this change the path? And do you want to try it as a Zygarde? Do you want to try it as a Zygarde next run? To see whether it works. Okay, I'm quite happy to give it a go, so don't worry. But we got to just make sure we're all on the same page when we do the moves. Because I would like to not have Sneasel if this is difficult to get down. And we've seen how frail Sneasel can be. Okay, maybe I won't use that move again. My bad. I forgot that was a thing. I thought I was being smart. Because the one thing with Sneasel is it can't do very much early on, especially here. It'll be fine against the Jinx. Does somebody swap into this? Or, in a weird way, I would almost rather have the Eldegoss in the final than the Sneasel. But Weather Ball. I like Weather Ball a lot more than it probably gets credit for. Yes. We want to swap out here then. So the Wigglytuff goes into the Eldegoss. And then we can do one Zygarde run, and that will probably be it today. after this. I think that'll do for the day. You may find yourself in a completely random one if you've been disconnected. You might not have us. When you see, can you check the players' names on yours? Because if it isn't us, then you're with free computers now. That's generally what happens when you get disconnected. You still just carry on, but you join free computers, and we join. We get a computer to join us. It happens though. Like, we've had it before. We're going to try the same path but for a Zygarde next run. So it's there tends to be very strict rules for the Zygarde. You've just got to follow the instructions. It might have been because you didn't. Basically, we had started before you said BRB, so we were on the Pokemon selection screen, so it may have been that reason why you got disconnected. But we'll find out at the end. If this is Groudon, it's Groudon. We'll still be okay with our ice team. So we got to hope the computer takes this then. Yes. Are you interested, computer? Yes, they are. And it is. Jinx is the middle one, right? I'm just going to let it go to it. They both look exactly the same. Yes. For some reason I read that they both said psychic. Because it has the same blobby outsides. And what's the final thing that we're going to face? Or are we just going to go for something weak to ice? Yes, that's the plan. So the only real difference is the Wigglytuff will be in a lowland sand. The only thing we've got to be a tiny bit more careful of is whether it has, whether it's a ground type, I guess, or a fast ground type, because Sandslash's move is Avalanche. But I think we can get through this one. As we said, it doesn't even matter if it's Groudon, because at least we should be okay against the Groudon, but if it's not, you've got that path we've been looking for. You're going live in a little bit as well, aren't you? I believe. And if you are, I'll probably come and join you if you want to do the Zygardes. Out of interest, how set up is your system to just press live right now? Or do you like doing tests? Hello, Ellie? Or hello? Welcome into the Dynamax. We are currently doing a random one, which may be Zygarde, and we think we found a lovely path for Zygarde. So we're going to do a Zygarde after this. And we did get a shiny today. We got a shiny Guzzlord. Very nice shiny. Probably one that I would have loved to have got last month when I was hunting for every dark type Pokemon. So are you a Dynamax adventurer too? But as I said, to Boyfriend Belgium, if you were to... I'm not asking you to press live now before you think I am. If you were to press live, how much do you have to do to set things up? Okay. So we want probably the ground. Or, yeah, because then we get an item at the end, don't we? Why is that fancier one? But so my thinking is, if you're in a position to press live in the middle of the Zygarde run, you could go live and I could just send everyone to you. And then when you're live and you're doing these, I can come and help you with the Zygarde path. If you need the 4th person or the 4 people. Because I imagine we will have 4 people that are happy to join in a Zygarde run. As we know, we've got the path set up nicely. As long as it all saves. I kind of want to get knocked out here, if I'm honest. I was going to do... Sorry, I was going to do the Zygarde first run with you. Or the proper Zygarde first run. So we're not 100% it is Zygarde. And then end after that one. So the next one. And the main thinking is... we can test it on mine. If it works smoothly, I can take everyone who wants to continue into your stream, and then you can just do Zygarde runs in your stream today if you want. That's my thinking. Which I think makes a little bit of sense, but it might not. It could be Landorus as well. We've got just as good a team for Landorus. Well, is that what it is, Landorus? It still works, but we've got the same team really. It's got the quad weak to ice. But we're going to do basically the same selection of Pokemon, but we're going to know we're going to face a Zygarde at the end. Yeah, we can still fight the Landorus, can't we? Unless it's shiny on your end, you can reset the game and keep it, can't you? And do it as the Zygarde, which is the plan for the randoms. Just, it's worked out nice both ways, because you could face the thing you want to face. The only thing I'm slightly sceptical of is how weak I am now. That's the only thing I don't like. If I'm honest. I think, but then if we had the Alolan Sandshrew, it's got a still move, hasn't it? So it should take the Wigglytuff out a bit faster. If I'm not mistaken. And of course now I'm paralysed as well. Oh dear. And it'll be good against the Jinx, but it'll be a bit weaker against this. But the rest of the team will be set up ready to go. A very strange team that you ended up with in that final. Wait, Lickitung? When did... No, you had a different path in the end. So this may not work as a 4-player path, Boy from Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. Or was Lickitung the right? No, because the Wigglytuff was on the left. Well, we'll find out when we reset this one, won't we? That's all we can really do. Ideally, I get like Bright Powder or a Citrus Berry. Otherwise, I'm in danger. Okay, I wondered where the Lickitung came from. I wasn't taking it, don't worry. I was reading chat. Oh no. Don't worry, we know what we're up against. We know it's only a Landorus. We've got 2 ice types. The problem is, it's my Dynamax. Good luck on the shiny. Hopefully you get one. Let's see how well this goes for us. It doesn't matter. If we're doing the Zygarde one, it would be different. Everyone will be upset. It happened, right? I needed to cure my paralysis. It's your move, Ice Beam or Blizzard. I don't really want a Dynamax, to be honest. But I guess it's not going to make too much difference. Just triple Axle, yeah. I didn't think it would be worth it. Okay. At least Wigglytuff got a boost. But as we said, we're going to try this as a Zygarde run next. Yeah, this path is perfect for Landorus / Zygarde. We would have 4 ice types if we get the selection in order. So we would be fine. Like, the only reason I couldn't Dynamax is because I was so weak. If I wasn't that weak, I would have Dynamaxed. You don't need. It wouldn't matter if you saved it, because you don't have the list saved up. Basically, if the only reason we can do this, only the host can save the path. So that'll be Boy from Belgium. If you join the path, you can't save that path because you've joined someone else's path. So it doesn't matter if you save it or not; it's not going to be the same for you. But if you wanted to save the legendary, you have to press yes. Yeah, it's easy to misclick. I've done it so many times. That's how I actually lost my Guzzlord path from last month. Button bashing too much. Well, we've got 1 life left. But you can only save 3 paths. You have to also remember that. Or 3 legendaries that you can select the hunt for. So you've got to pick the ones you want. The more you play online, the more random ones you'll get. So that happens. So yeah, we had an accident. It doesn't make the end of the world. We can still win here. Depending on what it wants to do to us. If you give us a big hill, then we have a good chance of winning. But no. We got a light screen. It might even hurt itself. The music again for me. I'll probably still die. Well, it's an unlucky run. We'll try it again as a Zygarde, but we'll just have to make sure we take the exact Pokemon and do the moves in order, and we should get an easy win. So, who is up to try this as a Zygarde path? Leave a yes in the comments. Did we get a shiny here? No. Okay, so we got one. Boy from Belgium will hosting. Dragon, do you want to try? Okay, so just make sure whatever Boy from Belgium says, we do. That's the best way to do these ones. The other thing that Dragon, you can look at between your runs is if you talk to the lady here, she'll offer you a run that you can go for, like, and you can save on your list for some diorite ore. So it will change depending on what you face. If you join the Discord, we might be able to help. I'll just put it up here, and if you want any trades, there's a trade channel in there. We can try and set something up. So when it's up, Boy from Belgium, I know you've got a reset, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So we only even need to swap once as well, which is huge. But it's the same for you if you need some of the Virgin exclusives. If you put a message in there, people want to help out. So that means Moorland has the Sneasel this time. Just don't use Snarl either on the Sneasel on Wigglytuff. I found that out the hard way. Yeah, because it's got competitive. But as I said, both of you, if you want to join in, put a message in the trade chat or Pokemon Help or something like that, and we can try and arrange some trades with you. I will dig around through home. I've got Sword and Shield, just haven't done too much in this game, if I'm honest. I've got some spare stuff. A lot of it will be more touch trading though. Oh, you're not joining this one? Okay. I don't think we can do it if we don't have 4 though. That's the thing. Oh, it's not joining. I thought you said sorry, I misread that. We'll try again. Don't put the code in until Boy from Belgium says it's ready, because it will try and put you in another one. After a while, you'll get used to doing them with people. Like, you can always do them as online with randoms as well, but it's even more difficult. But when it's ready, then we can search. We'll wait for everyone to get in there. It's because he hasn't done many, so it's easy to miss one of the steps. Because when you see invite others, you think you'll join the people you've just with. It's easy to make the mistake, so don't worry. Right. Oh, I'm back to being Sneasel again. Ooh, I didn't want to be Sneasel. So you will be taking the Dragon. You'll take the Executor, please. And Moorland will take the Alolan Sandslash. If you don't take the right ones, the best ones won't show up. Because all the ones we want, the Sand Slash is behind one of the others. So, Porygon, Sneasel, Executor, and Sand Slash. Doesn't have a still move. That's annoying. I thought it would have a still move. And we want to just stick left. We want to go to the... We want to go left first, right second, and then right at the end. Yep, so we're on the ferry. After this, we will have to go right. And we're probably just in the ads. But that's fine. And after this one, we will be heading to Boy from Belgium's stream to carry on, hopefully doing some more of these. We'll just do this. It doesn't make too much difference. I can't do much. Just put the notes down on Boy from Belgium. No snarl on the first move. It's the only additional thing I will say. Because the Jinx is very helpful. The Porygon's great having its moves. The Dream is the Alolan Sand Slash and Dynamax, I think. That's the Dream. But we'll see. We just got to be very careful on this Wigglytuff, really, that we don't do any of the stat decreasing moves on it, because it will hit hard if we keep up in its special attack. Let's just be mindful of that. Yeah, I did it the first round, so that's the other little note we've got to just make. If this is the path we're going to keep for a while, just make sure we don't do anything to buff this, because it can hurt some of our team, especially me, especially the Sneasel. That's the key thing we've just got to remember. Just for the Jinx battle, this is not definite changing. Do we want to swap this for the Jinx battle at all as part of the run for the Executor? Would this be better against Jinx or worse than the Executor? At the end of the day, the Executor will become the Jinx anyway. So I'm just thinking outside the box. The rest, the Porygon, Sneasel and Sand Slash are staying whatever happens. Okay, so we'll stick after this battle. Nobody is swapping. And we'll just keep moving. I'm at full health this time. And the moveset isn't that great either. I was just seeing whether there might be something slightly better because of the weakness, but it's fine. It's not. If it was the Alolan Executor, I would swap it for sure. And I can max Darkness this time because I'm at full health. So we want to go for the Psychic one this time, so we get the Jinx. Because then that's another Ice type for our final. So everyone just you have to be a lot stricter with Zygarde because of how difficult it is to beat. Something I want to look at before the last battle, but I'm not going to change it, is whether that Stunfisk has Metal Sound. Does it have Metal Sound, or is it the other Stunfisk? Are you interested in Dynamax Adventures as well, or are you still just going through the games? Was that the Zygarde you beat solo? Well, sometimes the computer can be very helpful when you use the right moves. But a lot of people tend to be grouping together for the Zygarde because you get a wide guard, or you get Fake Tears, Metal Sound, whichever, and you can hit it so hard you beat it easy. Fair enough. Yeah, you would have been swapping to Jinx whatever happened. I was just double checking what was stronger against the Jinx out of Wigglytuff and Alolan Executor. That was my double checking on a few ideas. Because a lot of these runs, they're designed perfectly, but you can give them a few double checks just to be sure. If in the next battle, can you make sure you Dynamax, please, Dragon? If you're the Jinx. Yeah, so if you Dynamax and use your max Hellstorm against the ground type, it means the Sandslash can Dynamax in the final, which I think is going to be slightly better because he's got the slowest ice move because it's Avalanche. That's what I'm thinking there. Unless it's very weak. If it gets hurt, I would save the Dynamax for Boy from Belgium. Actually, I don't think it matters too much, but this battle, if you can Dynamax against the ground type, we should sweep it. With just use your ice move, it doesn't matter. We're all going to use one ice move and we should beat it in one go like we just did with the Jinx. So for this run we won't change here, no one's taking this afterwards. But for future planning, Boy from Belgium, if this has Metal Sound, is it worth taking into that battle in place of one of these? Not this time, nothing this time, just if we carry on just trialing these runs. That's what I'm thinking, more than anything else. But not this run. Whatever happens, we won't do it this run. Okay, so it makes it even easier decision then. It's the other one that has Metal Sound. I never know the difference between the two when you look at them on the screen. They are pretty much the same. No, we'll stick with what we've got for this final. And in the final, the Sandslash can Dynamax, as long as it's not nearly dead. But I think with Max Hellstorm, Triple Axle, and Ice Beam, it should be pretty dead. Just need to hopefully get it to attack maybe the Porygon? Probably the Dream one. Because if you get knocked out, you have max health, won't you, in the final? Fair enough. Because I never really played Gen 5, I never really looked at the other one that much. And Sandslash will obviously go last. That's going to hurt. I think there was berries at the end, or was it items? But it's not bad that it's attacked me. I still don't think this is the perfect Zygarde run, if I'm honest. I think it's a very good one, but I think we can do better. That isn't saying anyone's doing anything wrong. I just think the team is a bit frail to hits. That's my only worry with this team. And that paralyze is very annoying. Can I ask the question? We've been doing DAs, but I'm about to finish and go to Boy from Belgium's for more DAs. What is full-blown DA weekend, or is that something in Pokemon Go? We're doing them for the whole of April. A bit of a shiny race that I'm starting to catch up on. Thanks to my shiny Guzzlord today. Yeah, so nobody takes this, even though I want to. And Sand/Can Dynamax in the final, I guess. And go straight for the Hell move. Unless it's something in Pokemon Go. Wise Glasses is special. I'm just going to take this. Eviolite, yeah, should have seen that. I keep forgetting it's so weak and rubbish. I'm going to get knocked out if I get hit with or without that. So it doesn't make much difference. I went with the berry. Alright, we've sort of set ourselves a little challenge to do them all month for only hunting legendaries. But we sort of found a lot of people. I think I'm the only one that's... No, we've got one of the friends of the channel got a Palkia. Alola Sand/Can Dynamax and Ice move. And we're just going to spam our ice moves. Pretty much that's all we're going to do. Yeah, so we sort of have like a little community of people. We've all been working together on these. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we got Palkia, I got Guzzlord this weekend. But I didn't see anybody mention any of it before now. Free health. I survived. That citrus berry worked. But that was kind of our plan. Like, I wanted to see how many shinies I could get, and this, I believe, is my 200th Dynamax this month. And I've only had 2 legendaries, which is about perfect, really, for the odds. And we tend to open them up so everyone can join in. Yeah, so as I said, after this one we're going to Boy from Belgium to join in and probably carry on a few more of these. And we one-shot the Zygarde. GG everyone. Good luck with the shiny. Well, we'll probably be doing a lot more Zygardes. The only problem is you're going to have to go back to, if we don't take 4 people who want to join, you'll have to go back to your other game, won't you, to do some. It's not a problem. I probably want to take 5-10 minutes, so I want to set out the first one. But I'll join in the second one, but if you prepare to go live, I can just raid everyone over to you. Let's see if we got the shiny first. And then everyone who wants to carry on the ace, we can join Boy from Belgium. Ooh. No, Zygarde. Actually, no, I want to take the Jinx. I need the Jinx for my living decks to replace my Go Pokemon. Oh, you're just being here. So we did get one shiny today, which was our new shiny Guzzlord. We can say hello to it again. There it is. Because it's a big white monster thingy from the other dimension. But that is going to be it for today.